Hello everybody, Tony here, and welcome back to another episode of TTBurger Game Reviews. And those of you who saw my last two videos, the Xbox 360 review and my Largo Winter Commando Star review, know that I mentioned that I would be reviewing Marvel Spider-Man for the PS4 coming up after the Largo Winter review. Well, this is after the Largo Winter review, so got the game right here. Marvel Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4, released on September 7th of this year. And when I first heard about this game, I heard about it 3 years ago at E3 2015, and I was excited because, like, holy shit, a PlayStation 4 exclusive Spider-Man game released by Insomniac, the people who brought us the Infamous games and the Sly Cooper games and stuff like that. I knew going into this game that this game was going to be awesome. And guess what? It is awesome! It's definitely the best Spider-Man game of all time. It even beats the two PlayStation 1 games, which I thought were the best Spider-Man games at the time and stuff like that. And playing this game and how good this game is, it's definitely refreshing because we had a lot of bad Spider-Man games that came out for the past several years. We had those crappy movie-based games, and we had Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time and stuff like that, which were pretty much boring linear third-person action games that didn't feel like Spider-Man games at all and stuff like that. But Insomniac went back and made an awesome game here. Now, I would talk about the story, but since the game just came out, I'm not going to talk about the story that much because the story is very involving and very enjoyable and stuff like that, and very innovative, that I do not want to talk about the story. I'm sorry, the story is so good. If you want to hear about the story, you're going to have to play the game. I'm sorry, but the only thing I can tell you about the story is that it's an original idea that Insomniac came up with. It doesn't follow the origin story or the symbiote storyline, stuff like that that's been done to death. Here it's actually their own storyline, and I enjoyed the storyline a lot. It's definitely one of the best parts of Marvel Spider-Man, but if you want more information about it, you gotta get the game. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be talking about it. This game is huge. There is a lot to do in this game. This game is huge. There is so much to do in this game. This will keep you entertained for a long time. We got story missions, which are pretty much have a lot to offer, involving like beating up the bad guys, rescuing people and stuff like that. And you don't just play as Spider-Man. You play as other characters too. You play as Peter Parker. So, well, of course we know who Peter Parker is. We play as Peter Parker, where you do puzzle-solving missions and stuff like that. You play as Mary Jane Watson, where you do stealth missions and stuff. And then you have Miles Morales, where the gameplay is similar to Mary Jane Watson and stuff like that, but it's a little bit different. But you got to play the game to find out why they're different and stuff. And I'm actually glad that they added these things in this game because it adds more replay value and variety to it and stuff. I mean, I was a little worried that you'd just be playing as Spider-Man the whole time and stuff like that, which isn't a bad thing, but I'm glad they added more to this and stuff like that. And like for the game's graphics and stuff like that, the game's graphics really take advantage of the capabilities of the PlayStation 4. The frame rate runs at a very smooth 30 frames per second, which isn't bad at all. I mean, like some games are gonna run at 30 frames per second, some games are gonna run at 60 frames per second, stuff like that. The game runs very smoothly. New York City looks really nice. There's some nice lighting effects, and the draw distance extends very far, and there's no dip in the frame rate whatsoever. And like, the game really looks fascinating. And the character models, all the character models look great. The Spider-Man character model looks great. The Peter Parker character model, Mary Jane looks great. Miles Morales, Aunt May, and stuff like that. All the character models look fantastic. And this game is so good. It looks like it could be done on a future console and stuff like that. And there's also some cool weather effects too, like you got water on the ground from puddles. It's nice rain effects. The sky looks nice when it's dark, and there's nice light effects at nighttime too. This really looks and feels like a fantastic looking game. It feels like a Spider-Man game as well when it comes to graphics. Sound is also really good too. Yuri Lowenthal provides the voice for Spider-Man Peter Parker, and he does an amazing job. I hope he voices Spider-Man in future games like that because he's better than Tobey Maguire, better than most of the voice actors that came out in other Spider-Man games before this and stuff like that. And he definitely gets the Spider-Man thing down perfectly and stuff. I mean, all the voice acting is great. There's not one line that sounds dull and dabbed down and stuff like that. All the voice actors feel like they're in the game and having a great time. But now we need to get to the gameplay. The gameplay is huge and awesome. huge and awesome at the same time. There was a lot to do in this game that'll keep you entertained for a long time. You got the story missions, obviously, which obviously was a story, and you got like the side missions, and you got challenge missions. You also could do like research. I'll explain it, like challenge missions where you like try and beat certain times or get a certain point to like unlock points and stuff like that to unlock stuff and such. And like I can't really explain much about them because I don't want to spoil it much, but like you got like base missions where you can like take back bases and stuff like that from Fisk, and like rescue hostages and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of variety in the missions, like I said. You can also do other things too, like take pictures of famous landmarks like the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building. A lot to do. Also backpack missions, like we find backpacks of stuff that Peter Parker had in the past scattered around you and such, and more. One of my favorite things about Marvel Spider-Man in the gameplay is trying to unlock all the costumes. As of right now, I have unlocked all the costumes except for one. I haven't 100% of the game completely yet, but I plan on doing that as of this recording right now. And all the costumes look great, and they have their own special moves too. You got like the Advanced Spider-Man costume, which is the default one on the cover here. You got the Noir Spider-Man costume, the 2099 Spider-Man costume. You have two of them, and you got the Animated Spider-Man costume, the evil black suit, and more stuff like that. There's a lot of costumes here, but like I just feel like this game definitely went into with all the love and care it needed and stuff like that. We needed a great Spider-Man game after the last several bad ones that were out and stuff like that. Well, with the exception of Web of Shadows and Ultimate Spider-Man, and of course, like I mentioned, the first two Spider-Man games on the PlayStation 1 were awesome, but everything else after that was just terrible. Like the movie-based ones, I did not like the movies. I didn't care about those, and Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time were pretty lackluster and shallow and stuff. And so I just felt I actually was hoping and waiting for this game for a long time, and the wait was definitely worth it. As of this recording of the game, there is no New Game Plus when you beat the game. However, Insomniac is working on that, so expect that to come out next month or so. And I gotta say that, like, if you are a Sony fan and you love Marvel and you love Spider-Man, you have a PS4, I definitely recommend you picking this game up. It's definitely worth it in the end. Now, what's my rating here? I'm giving it a perfect 10. I wish I could give it a higher. I wish I could give it a higher score than a perfect 10, because the game is awesome in every way, shape, or form. And I recommend everyone to check this game out. It is worth it in the end. Definitely check it out. And you know what? I hope that the stuff they did here in Marvel Spider-Man, Insomniac can use it to make other Marvel superhero games, like make a game like this with the Incredible Hulk, or like with the X-Men or Iron Man or something like that. They can, or make a sequel here and stuff like that. There are many things they could do with what they did here with Marvel Spider-Man, and do it with other Marvel characters, or make a sequel to Marvel Spider-Man. It can be done, and you know what? I applaud Sonic for that. They did a great job, and they have not let me down at all and stuff. And that's why they're one of my favorite video game companies too. And that's pretty much it for this episode. There's more on the way, so stay tuned. Peace out, everybody, and thank you for watching.